recording.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to the Cshow. I am your host, who's had to put up with these guys playing with the voice changers.
You're the host with the least.
I'm the host with the least, Riddler.
Hey guys, do you want to hear my my Alex impersonation?
Go ahead.
Okay. Here it is.
I hate John Morrison. Making the tears rain down like a monsoon, listening to the bass go boom.
That was it.
That's
pretty much what it's like though. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's
I'm gonna go cry in this corner. It's Liquid Nation, by the way. Otherwise known as Grandmaster Slam.
This is Rockton saying, Chicago, that Todman town.
I'm not known as Grandmaster Slam, by the way. I don't know why I said that. I'm sorry, people.
Ali, this is your turn. That's Ali. That's Ali. Everyone.
Hi.
Eat a dick. Ali, who
You stupid son bitch, Ellie.
Ali, who by the way recently left a dark match.
Again.
All of them are
Again.
dicks.
But hey, dark match, if you're listening, I just want to send a big nice fuck you from the Cshow. You thought it'd be funny stealing Rob from us, so karma's a bitch, isn't it?
I didn't think she's much of a bitch.
Just thought I'd say that.
They didn't completely steal Rob from us. He's still part of the show.
No, they stole Rob. He's gone forever.
No, they stole Rob.
To be fair though, I don't miss the Southern bastard.
Have you looked into Rob's eyes lately? Because I have. He's not the same man anymore.
Yeah, he sort of went to the dark match, or like, yeah, I'm going to the dark match, guys. Come on, yeah. And then like he came back and he was all like, all praise the dark match. All praise the dark match. He had one of those hypno-toad things on his head. It was weird.
Brain suck.
It's like when you.
It's
like when you saw those veterans come back from Nam with the 1,000-yard stare. You were just like, what the fuck happened?
I've seen things.
Enough with the voice change.
Okay.
And no.
But it's so addictive.
I know it is. But we got to be professional, guys, because you know if we gonna compete with these Rob stealing assholes, you know, we got to keep a professional image, you know.
Professionally shitty.
Oh
Fuck
yeah, the
fuck
Cshow,
dude.
world renowned.
Seriously.
The
That's
Cshow,
what
world renowned for its professional image.
That's what makes us unique, is that we don't care.
Our non-professional image, yeah.
Because you can't have fun while doing a wrestling podcast. No.
Didn't you learn that from Brian Alvarez?
Oh yeah, Brian Alvarez, fucking master of the podcasting, fucking brilliant man. No fun. You must be professional at all times, man.
And when I say professional, I mean whiny.
Because Colt Cabana.
When I say professional, I mean being a complete and utter asshole.
Because Colt Cabana's podcast is so like highbrow and serious all the time.
So I've had a bit of booze, if nobody can tell.
Yeah.
So
I just get sleepy when I have booze. It's not good.
When I have booze, I'm a little bit tired.
I get what's called Asian drunk, where you just get really tired and go to sleep. And
I've had some booze.
When I think Asian drunk.
Actually, if you were Asian drunk,
I'd think of the Jackie Chan movie.
That your Asian drunk is Taya Yellow River.
No, it's not.
Karaoke for asshole.
That is a terrible.
That's racist.
That's a terrible Asian accent. You should be ashamed of yourself. Do
Do
you know how racist that
Yeah, because you're so well known for having such a great Asian accent.
Do you know how racist that is, Rocktan? There's Asian people out there listening to this.
Yeah, God, Rocktan.
No, there's an Asian listening to this.
We don't.
I don't know who that
So
agent
Raw,
is.
everybody, Raw. Remember the show we were supposed to be reviewing today? Oh god, this is a brilliant start. We probably pissed off the entirety of the dark match and everyone that used to be on there. Hi Bert, how's it going?
You know what I don't like? Black people.
Yeah, seriously, no, seriously, fuck you, Bert. You locked
Our least watched C show ever.
You locked the Raw thread simply
Our
because
least
someone
watched
might say
show
something offensive. Seriously.
Bert's a pussy. Let's move on.
Yeah. So Raw.
Oh God, Bert, please don't take us down.
Oh god, Bert, please. Don't send the mustache.
Bitch.
You know, unfortunately, he's not the type to take a joke, so I think that we're going to be taken down after this. Oh well.
Oh well. It was fun while it lasted. We'll find something else.
Yeah,
We'll create our own forum.
We'll go to lordcat.com. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, we'll go to Lord Cat.
Yeah, we'll
Still
go from Spoony to Lord
We
Cat.
are
That'll be fun.
currently making our own form, by the way.
Yeah, we could use our own forum. It'll be awesome.
No one's on it.
Which no one will go to.
Shut up.
Nobody will go to.
No one watches it anyway.
Riddler doesn't even have an account there.
I don't have an account there.
I don't have an account there.
I don't have an account there because I have dignity.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
You're
But
on the show.
I like to pretend I do. So anyway,
This is like the longest.
Raw.
Before this is like the longest bit we've had before we actually get around to reviewing the show.
Raw. Come on, guys. Raw. Come on.
No,
So
let's
Raw.
talk about something else that's
Raw took place.
of consequence. And,
Raw took place in Chicago, and immediately I gotta laugh my fucking ass off because they start off with Cole being like, "You can see that Jerry the King Lawler is not beside me. This is because CM Punk attacked him from backstage," and and they show footage of CM Punk kicking Lawler's ass.
and everyone goes, "Yay!"
WWE, the week before this, they decide, let's turn Punk full heel. And somewhere in this, they kind of forgot they were in Chicago, so let's turn Punk full heel. We're going to have him beat the shit out of Lawler in a cage.
I think the problem is that they kind of didn't realize how over Punk was with Chicago, I think they just thought like he would just get a normal home crowd welcome when it's Chicago, so that ain't gonna happen.
No. They knew what kind of thing Punk does to the Chicago because he's been there before.
Yeah, but they kind of have amnesia when it comes to Punk, though.
I guess, but I'd like to think
it's like WWE. Do you not remember the reaction he got during the match with him and Cena? Not that.
I'd like to think the way it went is they're like, okay, we're gonna turn Punk full heel. We're gonna do it. He's gonna beat the hell out of Jerry Lawler in the cage. He's gonna run away, and we're gonna do this.
I think the way it happened was they did it, right? And they were like, good, that was a good show. Where are we at next? Chicago. Fuck. Let's just do it anyway. Continue. Oh no!
No, yeah, I think like, oh, excuse me, I think like they were like, yes, heel turn Punk, and then some guy runs in and like, shit, we're in Chicago next week. What are we gonna do? Because the Chicago crowd, it's one of the few places in the world that's like, WWE wants me to boo this guy. Fuck that shit. I'm a boo this guy instead and cheer the hell out of this guy.
Yeah, because, thinking that, hey, Punk's in his hometown, it's not going to make any difference is a bit naive of them, I think.
A bit naive, because he beats the hell out of Lawler. What happens? CM Punk! CM Punk!
Yeah.
Beats the hell out of Lawler and this whole show. No matter what Punk did, they obviously wanted Punk to get booze in his hometown with everything they tried to pull off here today. For this show.
Was it this week or the week before? I actually think it was this week where they said Lawler was complaining of chest pains, and that was their excuse for him not being there. And I'm like, immediately. Now, considering what happened, I know it's jumping the gun, but considering what's going to happen next week, I'm like immediately thinking. My thought is this: you have chest pains. Stop being a prideful man and get it checked.
Yeah. A lot of people have a problem with not going to the doctors when they feel chest pains and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people have that kind of problem too.
I have the same problem, to be honest. I don't like going to the doctors for stuff like that.
I don't like going to the doctors just because my doctor is a moron. But that's the
NHS for you.
That's a different podcast territory, really. There, doctors are fucking morons in this country. But yeah, he's in Chicago, so the WWE.
Just let me not wash my hand and shove it in your open wound.
But yeah, everything the WWE really tried to get Punk to be hated in his own hometown, and it just didn't work. Everything that he did was like gospel to them. He was God in Chicago. No wrong. Punk can do no wrong in Chicago. He could hold a puppy up, put a gun to its head, and people will be like, yeah, kill the puppy! Because it's Chicago and they love Punk.
That puppy doesn't respect you, yeah!
Now, I love animals, but in Chicago, no matter how many animal lovers there are out there, they love Punk more. They love Punk more.
Yep. Oh, shit.
Okay.
Punk could take someone from the audience and hold a gun to their head.
Punk could take a woman from the audience and rape her on live TV. And
I was going to say that, but I wasn't sure if I should.
Well, Riddler said
this
no
is
rape
the C
joke,
show. You're
I'll
always
make it
sure
a
you should.
joke.
Always be sure you can.
Fuck it, dude.
You
no
said
one
no
cares.
rape joke, so I decided to make a rape joke.
No one cares.
Fuck it, dude. We ain't got...
Nathan.
So-
now Nathan's gonna get fired from the C show and go on a Twitter rampage.
Fuck you, fuck shit.
No, he is. We're not gonna fire him.
Yeah, Pete.
You know what you gotta do to get fired from the C show, dude?
You literally have to kill someone to get fired from the C show.
You have to ask to leave.
Oh god.
Or
So we're live from Allstate Arena, and Michael Cole.
Yeah, you can never leave the C show. We won't let you leave.
We won't leave you.
So, yeah.
Ever.
So we saw that. We saw the whole footage. And people love Punk. So Sheamus comes out to Chicago.
Bella.
I've been wanting to say this for the past couple shows. I keep forgetting to say this, but he got a mixed reaction here when he initially came out. But at least there was a little bit of heat towards him. But in general, every time he comes up, I'm like asking the crowd, "Boo this man!"
Yeah, they booed him in Chicago when the next bit happens. Do you want to say what happened, Riddler?
Something happened.
Or do you just want to sit on your ass and...
Yeah, they booed him in Chicago.
Okay.
Go ahead, take over for me, Nathan. Go ahead.
No. It's your job. You're the one that asked for it, so there you go.
Go ahead.
No, I'm happy.
Okay. Well, he talks about Chicago.
You're doing a good job, Riddler.
Oh, thank you.
You're
Your
doing such a good
appreciation
job.
makes me have a boner just thinking about it. So, Sheamus takes the mic and he talks about Chicago.
What's
He says it's time for Alberto Del Rio's party to end. He says, yeah, it's time for Alberto Del Rio's party to end. I forget what he says about Chicago. What exactly is it he says about Chicago? I can't remember what he says about it. It was that long ago.
I don't give a shit. It's Sheamus. Why should I care what Sheamus says at this point? Sheamus is a Cena clone with a dead title. What's the point in caring at all what he says?
This is a good point. So, he goes on, but he's interrupted by CM Punk. And Punk comes out in jeans and a t-shirt to a huge pop from the hometown crowd, and not surprised, it's Chicago. They love Punk.
Exactly.
Punk raises the WWE title belt on the stage and gets the crowd hyped some more. And the crowd starts chanting his name when the music stops.
They got, oh my god, that chant. That was deafening.
So Punk tells Sheamus not to come out and try to talk to his hometown. And the crowd is like, yeah! Punk says they can't relate to a guy like Sheamus, but they can relate to a guy like him because he's from here. Yeah! Punk asks how everyone is doing and says what we saw from earlier was him beating up Jerry Lawler. Punk says the cameras didn't catch Lawler attacking him from behind, and everyone immediately starts booing at the idea that Lawler actually attacked Punk from behind. Because, like, how dare he attack our savior? Punk says there is only one king in Chicago, and when you come at the king, you better not miss. Punk says Lawler got what he deserved, Chicago style, and everyone cheers. Punk says last week he decided to teach Lawler a lesson in respect until a white knight named John Cena showed up, and everyone boos Cena to hell. I don't think there was one cheer when he mentioned Cena. Pretty sure there was.
There wasn't one. There wasn't a single cheer when they mentioned Cena.
No, Punk asks the fans, which is weird because later in the night when it actually came to Cena coming out, there was cheers for him, but when Punk mentioned him, everyone booed.
Yeah, I think that's just because Punk wasn't there when Cena came out, so... But let's get on with it.
I'm sorry, guys. I have to go to a random fucking field, so...
Okay. Go to a field.
I'm gonna go to a field.
Battlefield.
It's not Wisconsin.
Punk asks the fans if he turned his back on them, and they chant no. Punk says Cena agrees with Jerry Lawler, which means he's disrespecting him. Punk says if you choose to foolishly disrespect the WWE champion, then it's Cena who has turned his back on the WWE universe.
You're gonna get got.
You're gonna get got. Sheamus cuts Punk off, and you can tell that's the worst decision he's made in Chicago, because everyone boos the hell out of him.
Yes.
Everyone. When he interrupted Punk, just like, no, fuck you. Punk isn't happy about being interrupted, and Sheamus says he's the world heavyweight champion, and gets a major mixed reaction from the crowd.
No, he doesn't get a mixed reaction, he just gets booed.
But that's what the recap says, so screw it. We'll just say that happened, because the guy writing this obviously knew what the fuck happened. Sheamus compares The Rock interrupting Punk to Punk interrupting him tonight.
No.
Sheamus says at least Rock had the guts to step in the ring, unlike Punk, who was up on the stage. Sheamus challenges Punk to come to the ring, and Punk says he already beat up one goon tonight. He says Sheamus' title makes him the second best in the pecking order. I wouldn't even say second best. Punk.
No, in terms of prestige, I'd say the world title is right behind the U.S. title.
That's bad.
Yeah. Actually, no. Antonio Cesaro kind of pushed that up. I'd say that it's right behind the tag title at the moment.
Oh God.
It's lower than the tag title. Oh yeah, it's at the bottom of the barrel now.
It's the bottom of the fucking barrel. It's slightly higher than the Divas belt, but that's not saying much.
Yeah, that's not saying much at all, dude. So, Jesus, hold on, I got a frog in my throat. Yes, I could have muted my mic, people at home, but I don't give a shit. So, fuck you. In a weird mood tonight, people. Just try and enjoy the show.
You're drunk. That's where it is.
Punk isn't happy.
Punk would be happy with you.
Thanks, Riddler. You're losing our 3 fans that we have.
It's okay.
I think if we have 3 fans that have stuck with us up to this point, I don't think they'll give a shit about about us saying fuck you to them. So
Yeah, Punk goes on, but
the shit
AJ.
we've said before.
With the shit we said before now. Punk goes on, but AJ Lee's music hits. Light it up! And out comes AJ. AJ faces Punk on the
Out
stage.
comes AJ
Hmm?
skipping in the shower.
So that was the C show, ladies and gentlemen. For
we're going to our bunk now.
I'll be in my bunk.
I'll be back in 10 minutes. No, more like an hour, but still. Anyway, AJ. I'm not actually kidding when it comes to that either. She says she has 2 main events for tonight to hype Night of Champions. One will be Alberto Del Rio versus John Cena. And the other is Punk versus Sheamus. AJ skips down the ramp and around the ring before coming up and heading back. And then we see Randy Orton walking backstage before going to commercial. Dolph Ziggler versus Randy Orton.
Thank God they went to commercial, otherwise I would have fallen asleep before the.
And honestly, for this match, it's been a long time.
No, it hasn't.
Randy Orton gives a shit in this match.
No, he didn't.
No, he doesn't.
I thought he did. I honestly thought he did really good in that. He did a lot better than he was a lot better than it has been.
No,
It was an improvement.
No,
it wasn't like full on good, but
okay.
I guess
Okay, hold on. This match, you go through this match and you tell me anything that isn't, as Michael Cole would put it, vintage Orton.
Well, I mean, yeah, there wasn't. I guess one of the things that I liked is, like, for instance, like instead of bringing the guy up on the, up for the superplex, the guy it happened a lot more naturally. That's one of the things that bugs me about Orton's spots is he like forces his opponent into them instead of like having the opponent be in the position for him to hit his stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, it makes no sense. It kind of makes no sense that he, in a way, that he forces his opponent into the spots he wants to do.
I
That's Orton for you.
guess. Yeah, I guess. So, Orton readies for the RKO as the crowd. Oh, by the way, the crowd was quite dead during this match. There was big cheers during Orton's entrance, and then there was a few cheers and a few boos for Ziggler. But Ziggler actually got quite a bit of a face cheer as well. You got to
Yeah, but Ziggler gets more cheered than Orton has for a while.
For a bit, yeah.
But it's only in crowds like Chicago though that you know what they're doing. They know what they're talking about. Randy Orton doesn't get a very good reception in those crowds.
Yeah.
Honestly, from what I've heard, they're only going to keep Orton face, whilst Sheamus isn't really over with the crowd.
Which could be a long fucking
Which is
time.
going to be a long time.
Or it might stay face for the rest of his career. Just saying.
He might.
He might, because Sheamus, not that over right now. Probably not going to be if you're going to make a Messina clone. Just saying. So Orton readies for the RKO as the crowd finally wakes up, because they were quite dead during this match. Ziggler blocks it, but Orton rolls him up. Ziggler turns it around with a roll-up of his own. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with my throat today? Ziggler uses Orton's tights for leverage and gets the win. Before
before this match, and when it was announced Dolph Ziggler, I was like immediately going, I feel bad for Ziggler.
Yeah.
Ziggler
doesn't deserve this
first
shit.
of all, he has to wrestle Randy Orton, and secondly, there's a good chance. I was immediately going, they're not going to let him win, are they? And then he wins. I was like, oh, I'm surprised.
Yeah, I was
was
surprised.
I was just like, well, even though he won, they didn't let him look strong, so it really doesn't matter.
No, it really didn't. He didn't look that strong in this. But before Ziggler and Vicky can make it to the back, The Miz makes his way to ringside, and Cole plugs tonight's main event as Miz joins Cole in commentary. Because King obviously was beaten up by
Yay.
Punk. He's not there.
You know
And I
what
gotta
this-
say,
you know what's cool
Miz
about
on
this though?
commentary?
You know what's cool about this though?
What?
Is
What?
when this current generation gets too old to wrestle, like the CM Punks and that,
Yeah.
we're gonna have a commentary team, hopefully, of the Miz and CM Punk.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
That would
Because
be
the
nice.
Miz, because the Miz on commentary, this is the first time I've heard him on commentary. Not that bad.
Mm,
No,
I think he'll be very good with practice.
Not that bad on commentary.
I think what really helped is the fact that Michael Cole was no longer doing has long since passed completely gushing over the Miz. So he
It was good that Cole wasn't like riding the Miz's dick throughout it.
Yeah.
Could have ruined it.
So, back from the break, and Cole talks about Punk attacking Lawler before Rob again. Cole has the Miz on commentary with him now, and Cole leads us to look back at last week's anger management classes. So we got a second.
God, I love these.
I love these segments, but like they keep replaying them like the full thing on SmackDown.
Yeah, I missed SmackDown this week, so I'll just read the recap. But you guys can give your opinions on it because, I could not be bothered to watch SmackDown this week after the shit it's kind of been giving me. So, I loved the second installment of Anger Management. This is some of the funniest stuff that WWE's done in a while. A while. So Daniel Bryan has
again. It just makes me confused at how they can do this so right, yet they can't do Santino right at all.
I don't know. Maybe that's just Santino having creative content over his character. I don't know. There's different things that go into the. I don't know. I really don't know, dude. Daniel Bryan has his anger collage that the teacher asked him to do. Bryan's is a sheet of paper with a bunch of yes and no's written all over it. Bryan rips the paper up and says he can't take the chance.
Can you explain? Yes. When I say yes, they say yes. I say
no, they still say yes. I can't take it anymore. Kane is asked to show his collage, and it's just a blank piece of paper. And Dr. Shelby asks Kane if that's how he feels inside. Blank. And Kane asks if they want to see how he feels inside. He balls the paper up and throws it in the trash can. Then he makes the trash can burst into flame.
He does his little pyro signal.
I love that they brought the whole magical flame powers back when he I love that. I miss that about the old Attitude Era Kane.
It was hilarious.
It was nice to see that again. Because my favorite thing about Kane using his magical flame powers, it was for a video game. It's for, I think it was either for SmackDown, the WWF SmackDown or WWF SmackDown 2 on the PlayStation. And Kane is wearing a chef hat. And he's in the kitchen, and he does this little pyro thing, and all the cookers burst into flames from the stoves. Like, that's awesome. And I think it was one of them old PS1 games. I don't know which one, but I think it was. So Mr. Shelby's like, everyone's just kind of like, okay.
Dr. Shelby.
He's kind of like, okay. And he wants to talk about their families, and that's it for now. And we see Sin Cara walking backstage, and he meets up with Rey Mysterio, and they head to the ring as we see a replay from SmackDown where Cara made the save when Cody Rhodes was after Rey.
But
so
look, the good thing about putting Rey and Sin Cara together is at least, like, if Sin Cara wants to talk to Rey, he can. Because, at least Rey can speak Spanish, so...
Yeah. Rey and Sin Cara versus Rhodes and Tensai.
Whoa! You're gonna jump tonight.
What happened to the tag team of, like, Damien Sandow and Rhodes? That was good. Why do we have to move on to this?
What happened to the Schmuggenstein?
this is what it's really weird what they're doing with Cody as far as tag team. They keep sticking him with different partners.
What they did, what they've been doing with Cody has made no sense to me until the Raw, this Monday's Raw. But we're reviewing last week because we like to review it after Raw and SmackDown's happen. We don't like to review it as it happens. We like to review it after.
Well, you can tell me why this makes sense when after the show ends.
I'll tell you why it makes sense to me after the show ends.
Yeah,
now,
that's what I mean.
Well, even then, it doesn't make that much sense to me. It makes some sense.
Okay. Let's move on. You can tell me that when you tell me that.
What did we think of this tag match?
Albert really isn't as good as he needs to be.
No.
They should have brought someone who could, like, wrestle a lot better.
Yeah.
To push guys.
Yeah. Ray hits 619. Cara comes in with a big missile drop kick. By the way, Cara does some of the most beautiful drop kicks I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like that missile drop kick was like on the fucking money. I was quite impressed by his missile drop kick. That was like on the dot, perfection.
Yeah, the thing is though, is Sin Cara, he does do some moves really well. It's when he tries to overcomplicate moves when he messes up.
I think he's still used to it. It was because he was still used to the Mexican ring he used to wrestle in. It's not like the WWE ring. I think it was a different size or something about it was different than the WWE ring. I remember that much, and he could do the overcomplicated shit a lot easier. But with the WWE, he is more restricted, so he's kind of still trying to find, I guess, a way to pull some of the stuff he used to do off in a WWE ring.
I've been mentioning to you guys that I keep mentioning to you guys, and Nathan didn't know didn't seem to understand what I was really talking about. I was mentioning that, and they advertised this, that on WWE programming that they were coming out with a video called the greatest finishers in WWE history. Now, number 18 on the list is the 619. And immediately I'm going, that's not a finisher!
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. It's a stick. He always does a move after that.
That's a part of the 619.
No, it's not.
It is.
No,
it's a part of the 619.
No, it's not.
619, dude.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It really is.
Dropping the dime is his finisher.
Yeah,
Period.
it's part of the 619.
Bullshit.
It's part of the 619, dude. He hits the 619, then he drops the dime. It's always been that way. It's the 619's his fucking finisher, dude.
Do I really need to pull this up?
No, but dude, the 619 is his finisher. He hits the 619.
It's a signature, not finisher.
He hits the 619.
Okay, Rocktan, let's have it this way. In WWE 12, is his finisher the 619, or is his finisher the dime drop?
I know.
Also, with that logic, you could say a lot of people's finishers are actually their signatures. With that logic, you could say a lot of people's finishers. It's like when Randy Orton used to hit the RKO and then hit the punt. It's like, well, the punt's actually his finisher. The RKO's his signature now. No. 619's his finisher, dude.
No, that doesn't make...
Bray hits 619. Whatever. Cara hits the missile drop kick.
I'm just saying, I argued at the point because, yes, I guess you could say it's part of the 619. I just felt like because he doesn't finish, it's not the move, it's not the ending move he does that finishes the match. That's what I mean. It's the move that he does after it.
Okay, well. Cody comes from behind and Mysterio lays him out. Ray kicks out at 2. Ray goes for another 619 and Cody nails it. He tags in Cara, and Cara leaps off the top onto Cody for the win. The fuck has Cody Rhodes done wrong, people?
Did Cody run over Vince McMahon with his car?
I know Heath Slater did that last time, but come on. How many people are gonna be hitting Vince McMahon with their cars?
At this point, I think people are just doing it out of spite.
I really don't mind this feud between Cody and Sin Cara.
I do.
It could be it could be a good feud. They're not just
I would
They're not building it.
right, but they aren't doing it right.
They are not building it.
They're consistently having Cody job, and the whole thing with him, his obsession with the mask. It's such a basic. That's so easy. That's so easy to do that type of story. They could be doing.
Anyone could write that in their sleep. Come on, you're a creative team. You're supposed to be creative.
And you know the funny thing? In Luchador, where masks are most commonplace, I haven't seen much Luchador wrestling, but whenever I have seen it, that has never been something that they've covered is people trying to take the mask off.
Well, it's because of the whole honor thing. If you took
the whole honor thing.
If they took the mask off, then they wouldn't be allowed to wrestle in Mexico again if it wasn't done.
Yeah, that's why they have that's why they have the whole mask versus matches, and when one loses their mask, they're gone.
Yeah, they don't actually have storylines where a guy's trying to remove the mask. As far as I know, might have done that in the past in Mexico. I don't watch a lot of Mexican wrestling. Hard to get Mexican wrestling here in Britain. So yeah.
It's hard to get WWE here in Britain.
Yeah, it is actually hard to get WWE here in Britain now. It never used to be. It used to be easy to get WWE here in Britain. Not anymore.
They put it on like Sky Sports 5 or something weird like that.
Then they put it on a really weird channel, and you have to pay extra to get that channel, and yeah, getting WWE was hard. And then they're gonna do the WWE network, so you gotta probably pay extra.
I think they're actually, from what I've heard, they're actually thinking about like cancelling the WWE network.
I don't know. Another anger management skit with Kane and Daniel Bryan. Maybe because they didn't think like we did and thought, we could use all the old archive footage we got and make shows out of that. But, they're idiots. So we get another anger management skit with Kane and Daniel Bryan. And again, hilarity. Bryan is instructed to stand up and fall backwards so Kane can catch him. The old trust system. And Dr. Shelby says they could have a real breakthrough.
This is my favourite part.
This was my favourite part. And they will have a real breakthrough if they can complete the task. So Bryan says he trusts Kane, and he falls back, and Kane catches him, pushes him back up, and everyone's cheering and clapping and says, Dr. Shelby's like, I'm really proud of you guys. I think we've made a breakthrough. Harold, why don't you try and do this trust? We can have them work as a team. Harold, why don't you do the trust test and fall back and let Kane and Daniel catch you? He's like, what? He's like, don't worry, they'll catch you. And they kind of look at each other, and Harold prepares himself, and they both let him fall. And Bryan just like, did you know that I was going to let him fall? And Kane's like, did you know I was going to let him fall? And Bryan just smiles and nods and says, I think I finally understand you, Kane. That was brilliant. They loved each other in their hatred for Harold.
I can't. Harold's actually a wrestler in FCW. I hope to God they have him come back and get.
I hope that they make that part of his story, that he wants to come back and get revenge on them both. That'd be great. It'd be one of the best.
I cracked my head on a table. I had to be in hospital for 6 months.
I trained to get you bastards back.
I'll get you back.
Then we get the greatest example of Chicago buying into whatever Punk sells them. Because we get CM Punk versus Sheamus, and if CM Punk wasn't selling some grade A bullshit in this match, I don't know when he was. Because Jesus Christ, we go to the ring, and out comes Sheamus. Cult of Personality hits. Out comes Punk, but he's not dressed to wrestle. He's still wearing jeans, a t-shirt, and boots, and he's got a mic in his hand, and the crowd is chanting his name. And Punk says, you know what? Chicago gets it. They understand the WWE champ versus the world champ is a WrestleMania main event. And he says,
That would be depressing, because I know what would happen. It would be Sheamus wins.
Punk says he's a main event wrestler.
18 seconds. Woo!
Punk says the Chicago fans respect all his decisions. And he brings up Labor Day, which is a holiday we don't get here in Britain, so I never understood.
No, but we get bank holidays, so ours is better.
Ours is much better because we get more than one. And says the fans will respect that he's also taking the day off work. And he drops the mic and walks out of the ring. Now, any other crowd, any other place in the world would probably boo because they paid good money to see this man wrestle, and he's just walked out of them. Chicago? No. They bought that bullshit. They cheered. They
licked that shit up.
They licked it up. They reached their hands out trying to get Punk to high five him as he left. They were chanting his name. They bought into everything that Punk told them. I was like, yeah, you take the day off work, Punk. You deserve it. It's like, what other crowd in the world would react like this?
It's honestly, this is such a big stumble on WWE's part.
The camera's cut backstage, and we see Punk walking. AJ Lee stops him, and she doesn't want him to leave. Punk says,
"Please don't leave."
Punk, please, what are you doing? You got a match out there. Punk says, oh yeah? My contract says I can have personal days. Look it up. Punk gets into a car, and they drive off. And Max Striker walks up and asks AJ what she's going to do about the main event. And AJ's just like, who are you? Seriously.
I love that. That was like...
And it was just, and I was just like, damn, you just got owned.
You got owned by AJ, man.
You got owned by AJ Lee.
You got owned by AJ. Which isn't a bad thing, but you got owned by AJ verbally. Because she's a good wrestler, but verbally owned.
If you were owned sexually, that would be even better, but no.
I'd love that, but she tells Striker to go tell Sheamus to stay in the ring because she will find an opponent. AJ runs off and we got a commercial. Back from the break, ADR makes his way out with Ricardo Rodriguez while Sheamus waits in the ring.
Well, that was a bad decision.
Yeah, I was like, what? And then Del Rio and Ricardo are going to wait and watch this one from ringside. Jack Swagger makes his way out to the ring. We see the death of this man's career.
It was already dead.
Already dead. We saw the burial.
But not just that. This match was bad.
Very bad.
It was so bad.
Oh my god. Neither of them even tried.
Neither of them.
No, think of it this way, right? You're Jack Swagger. Your career's gone to shit at this point. Why would you care about any matches you're in? And then to Sheamus, who's the world heavyweight champion. In his eyes, he shouldn't have to do this shit. So why should he try making a good match? Neither of them wanted to do this.
Neither of them wanted this, because their Swagger's like, my career's pretty much over anyway. I'm just being put in jobber matches. I'm worse off than Heath Slater is. Why should I...
Getting, a feud.
Why should I bother? And then there's Sheamus, who's used to, winning against some high-profile people, and he's just like, who the fuck is this nobody? It's just like, why should I give a damn? And they just didn't give a damn. And surprise, surprise, again, WWE, you did actually shock me in this match, because it wasn't bro kick win. Is it this fucking hard not to do it? Hell, you make Sheamus pull out something new. You make him pull out the Texas Cloverleaf for a submission win.
I like to call it the Celtic Cloverleaf.
The Celtic Cloverleaf.
I like to call it. It looks like a shitty sharpshooter, and not a Texas Cloverleaf at all.
I still like the Celtic Cloverleaf.
A Celtic Cloverleaf. Yeah, it doesn't look like a good Texas Cloverleaf. I'll give you that. But it's a Texas Cloverleaf. It's kind of like the Sheamus version of the Rock shitty sharpshooter, except it's a Texas Cloverleaf.
It's not really a Texas Cloverleaf. It's kind of Sheamus trying to invent his own move and failing horribly at it.
Yeah.
That's what I'd call it.
Sheamus inventing his own move and failing horribly at it. That's the
Yeah.
move. And they obviously really want to pull this move over because they used it on this week's Raw as well.
It's because I think it's because they're trying to answer people saying that Sheamus is a one-trick pony with the brogue kick.
Which he kind of is.
It kind of is.
He still is. I'm sorry. Thank God for what they did on
Well,
SmackDown.
why didn't they just have him use the Celtic Cross or something?
Thank
It'd
God
been awesome
for
to see him use the Celtic Cross.
Thank God for what they're doing.
Is this Celtic cross now? Is the Razor's Edge or the cross?
Yeah, I know.
The crucifix bomb did they now ban it or something? Because
I don't know.
No, they just don't have him use it for whatever
They just
reason.
haven't. He just hasn't used it for ages.
For whatever reason. Thank God.
do they want him to use it less because they don't think it's as?
I think it's because it's not a move you can just pull out from nowhere.
And they like the out of nowhere.
And WWE loves the out of nowhere.
God damn, they do. Yeah.
They love the out of nowhere, dude. And if you can't do it out of nowhere, get the fuck rid of it and find something you can do out of nowhere.
Exactly.
So, which is unfortunate.
Not just necessarily. They don't. It's not just that they like the out of nowhere finisher. They like the finisher that can be done quickly.
But done quickly, yeah. And I guess I could understand if they had time constraints. But it's a 3-hour show.
It's a 3-hour show.
It's a 3-hour show.
But
you don't have time.
What they want is they want a finisher that someone can literally, like, in the middle of a promo pull out. Because they love to do that. They love in the middle of promos for a guy just to hit someone with a finisher.
Yeah. I don't know. But thank God for what they're doing with the bro kick right now, with this whole banning storyline. Thank fuck. I hope they stick to this for a while, because at least then it's not going to be bro kick win, bro kick win, bro kick win every fucking week. So we get the Divas match, and
did you watch it? No.
No, I did. I saw this. I didn't actually see the match. No.
I think I watched it. I can't remember.
It's like more examples that. Did we really need...
No, let me explain.
It's like WWE is giving us more examples that they do not give a shit about the actual matches.
Let me explain. I didn't see the match. No, I saw the match, but I didn't see the match.
Because there wasn't a match.
No, it wasn't that. It was the fucking commentary. It was the fucking commentary. My God.
I actually was.
This shit. Oh God, I remember now.
I actually was kind of amused by the commentary, but it did.
No, I was pissed off.
I was amused because it was like watching a fucking it was listening to a fucking train wreck.
Layla comes out, and I don't know if her and Miz have like animosity against each other backstage. I don't know if her and Miz just don't like each other, or I don't know if this is an on-screen thing that I know nothing about because I don't watch the Divas division. But my fucking God.
I just think it was because Miz was a heel and that's it.
I can't even paraphrase some of the stuff that went on.
I don't know what Layla. I did not know she was that bad at talking.
My God,
how can you physically be that bad at speaking?
My God, Layla. Miz and Layla were at it like two just toddlers. Rabid dogs. Constantly barking at each other. And even Michael Cole was like, guys, shut up. We need to commentate this match. Obviously not literally like, guys, I need to talk. There's a match going on. When Michael Cole needs to ring you in to do commentary, you have messed up big time. Okay? You have fucked up on commentary.
I think the problem is like Miz would say something that sounds quite good for commentary, and then he would be about to move on to the match, and then Layla would say something stupid back.
And then Layla would say something stupid back, like Miz is going on about for some reason he's talking about how, like, saying, like, Layla's ugly and, like, she'd never have anyone like him. And Layla's just like, oh, yeah, I wouldn't want anyone like you. And it's kind of, and they're going on like this the whole match. The whole match. So, I saw the match, but I didn't see the match.
You were too distracted.
I was too distracted by this crap. I'm just
Honestly, I did watch, did see most of the match, and it was a decent match.
it's just like, I'm like, my mouth is kind of like gaping open. I'm like, what the fuck am I listening to? And then just all of a sudden the camera goes to Eve. And I'm like,
for the Divas division, which isn't saying much. It was decent.
And I'm like, the camera goes to Eve, and I'm like, what? Someone's won the match? What happened? What did I fucking miss? What? Oh. After the match, Eve goes out.
And Layla's still talking.
And she tries to shake Layla's hand, and Miss is like, shake her hand, Layla. Be a good sport. Shake her hand. And Layla's like, this has nothing to do with you. Shut your mouth. This has nothing to do. I'm like, just shake her fucking hand or leave. Do something. Ah!
You know, I don't know how you can have a champion that talks that badly.
Layla finally shakes the hand. And
Yeah, you know, I have to agree that Layla is horrible here. And you know what's sad about
She
this?
was worse than Vicky Guerrero.
She was worse than Vicky.
You know, she was worse than Kelly.
Worse than Kelly. I don't know the girls in ring stuff. All I've seen from like recaps and like replays and that is, for some reason, she does this weird little dance and she falls on the mat, like showing her ass to her opponent, and like looks back at him with a smile. That's the only thing I know she does.
That's Eve.
No. Eve does the booty pop. What Layla does, I don't know what it's called. I think it's like called the cabbage patch or something. You know where they get their arms and they move it like they gyrate it around in front of them?
No.
I can't explain the dance without actually showing you, dude.
Okay.
But she kind of like...
to be honest, I don't care.
She kind of gyrates her arms around in a circle while like stamping her feet up and down. Then she just like does this little twirl, falls down to the mat, and she's kind of showing her ass to her opponent, and she kind of like turns her head around and smiles. That's the only thing I know she does in her matches. That's it. That's all I know Layla for. Because I've seen that in recaps and review and like replays, and I'm just like, what the fuck is that? Is that supposed to be a taunt? What the fuck is that?
It's supposed to be sexy.
That's not sexy. That's just weird. And not AJ weird, where you're like, God damn, that's so weird, it's sexy. No, that's just weird.
You're just like, what?
What the fuck was that? And we see... So, Layla finally shakes Eve's hand, and Eve walks off smiling. Whatever. That happened. We see Jack Swagger walking backstage, and he looks beaten down. He just looks like a man that's given up in life. He just looks so worn down. He just...
In trouble.
Like the Lonely Man song from the Hulk could be playing, and you just...
And you need a helping hand.
And AJ stops him. And Swagger says he's taking some extended time off. He doesn't know what happened, but he's better than this.
No, he's not.
And I'm like, you might have been once upon a time, Swagger. You really might have been.
Maybe on your debut day? That's about it.
AJ says...
You fucked over ECW when you debuted? No.
AJ says Brock Lesnar left, Chris Jericho left, which was because of you, AJ, by the way, but whatever. Punk left, everybody's leaving. And Swagger says he's sorry, and he just kind of shrugs, like, he just walks away, and just like, aww.
With the weight of the world on his shoulders.
God, what happened to me? I used to be good. Well, no,
I
you
used
didn't.
to go out there and people used to cheer me.
I laughed. I'm sorry. I laughed. I'm sorry, Jack Swagger. Or fans of Swagger.
What fans of Swagger?
I don't know. I laughed. laughed my ass off at this. I was just like, he's such a broken man.
Oh God.
Back from the break, and we get.
Well, hang on, you guys. WWE.com actually has an article with a picture that's showing the rise and fall of Jack Swagger.
Yeah, I saw that, and the dial goes far too high. He was never that high up. Right?
Yeah,
the dial started low and just went lower. It never went.
It should have been the rise, his debut, the rise, his debut, the fall, everything afterwards.
The highest it goes is when he cashed in the Money in the Bank, and I'm like, no.
No.
That was not a high point.
That was not a high point at all.
Because that was the start of the downfall of the world title, because any title you put on Swagger instantly loses prestige.
Well, no, because look, the downfall was a bit later than that, because Mark Henry held it and he did well.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but anyway, we come back from the break and we get more anger management. Yay! And Brian says he'll be glad to give Kane a rematch from their SummerSlam match, because they're all, happy and they've learned. And he says anytime you want. And Kane thanks Brian and says, one day I'll be happy to accept this challenge and try my best not to eviscerate you. And this upsets Brian. And they get each other's faces. And Harold's like, hey, come on, guys, it's okay. And they're just like, shut up, Harold! And everyone leaves the room and the teacher's trying to get them to stop as Kane grabs them by the throat. And then Dr. Shelby just flips his shit. Hey, stop! Stop! You've learned nothing! Nothing! And he just leaves. And Kane and Brian look at each other like, Jesus Christ.
It's like, and they thought, and he thinks we have problems.
Dr. Shelby's an angry man.
Dr. Shelby's a very sick man.
I'd love that if they walked out, if there was another scene where they walked out and Dr. Shelby was just sort of down the corridor throwing tables over and stuff, and then the kid just sort of walks into the scene with the goat mask on, and then Kane just says, Dr. Shelby is a very sick man.
Your father's a very sick man, kid.
Your father is a very sick man, kid.
Cole stands up at ringside and we get Raw active as we want to go to Twitter and we want to see what happens to Brian and Cade. It was something like WWE match if you want a singles, WWE tag if you want them to tag, or WWE hug if you want them to hug it out.
Guess which one's gonna win?
People were gonna vote for? Seriously, people were chanting "hug" for God's sakes when those choices came up. So, excuse me.
And the guy that got owned by AJ is backstage.
Oh God.
Riddler, you there?
So Matt Striker's backstage. Matt Striker's backstage.
Matt, the guy who just got owned by AJ Striker.
And asks Del Rio
Who are you?
Who are you? And asks Del Rio for an update on Ricardo Rodriguez. David Otunga comes out of the dressing room and says on behalf of his client, there's no comment at this time. Otunga and Del Rio go back in to check on Ricardo as we go to commercial.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if Ricardo couldn't have announced at one point, so David Otunga came out and announced?
Del Rio! Ryback versus Jinder Mahal.
And immediately I question why. You already had the match last week. That should be the end of it. Why are you having them wrestle each other again? What the fuck for?
Again. What do you want me to tell you people? It's a Ryback match. It goes the exact same way as every other Ryback match. Watch any Ryback match, right? Replace whoever Ryback's facing with Jinder Mahal. There's your match.
You know, I actually like Ryback's moveset.
I don't mind his moveset.
I think it looks pretty cool. But damn, they have misstepped with Ryback so bad.
Yeah.
Well, it's just this. Why does WWE have needless squash matches? What is their obsession with this? Seriously, I want to fucking know.
Because squash matches get people over in the WWE. It's the only
Don't
way.
they get that people watch their show to watch wrestling?
Nah, people don't watch for wrestling. People watch for WWE entertainment. They want to watch for the stories. People don't give a shit about the wrestling. Plus, if we want to push a new guy, the only way we can do that is have him win a squash match after squash match.
It
the
is
only
right.
way.
You can call it wrestling, but a real wrestling match is competitive. Okay,
Look, I
That's
understand
what
that you
people
need to
want
push
to-
people, and
that's what
okay,
people
so-
want. That it's not just that you need to push people. It's that we turn on wrestling because we want to see competitive matches.
yeah, look, I understand that. Okay, you want to push people, right? And you can't have everyone wrestle competitive matches all the time. But you can't have people wrestle squash matches all the time either.
So, Matt Striker goes backstage. Oh yeah, call him Miz plug the new WWE app, by the way, but Matt Striker's backstage looking for comments from AJ, and he's basically like, I know you don't know who I am, but he asks her what plans she has to do about the things that are falling apart. And she makes Cena versus Del Rio for tonight a Falls Count Anywhere match and orders Striker to go tell them. We go to,
I guess the only I did find that like just kind of out of nowhere weird. Like, why did you add that stipulation? I guess the only reason for this to do that is just because she's kind of losing it.
I think it's far too soon for her to be cracking under the pressure. This storyline's far too soon, I think.
I think I agree with you. Yeah.
yeah. So we go to the ring, and out comes Daniel Bryan.
I mean, if that's what they're going for, it's far too soon anyway.
Yeah. We go to the ring, and out comes Daniel Bryan. Bryan is trying to stay calm and not get mad at the fans, so the prior goes off, and out comes Kane. And it's time to find out what the fans voted for on Twitter. Cole stands up to get to the hypes the poll. WWE Hug wins 55% of the vote.
Only 55. I thought it would be higher than that.
Kane and Bryan look at each other in the ring, and the referee orders them.
No!
And this...
They need a referee for a hug it out.
Yeah, they need a referee for a hug, which is what Miz says at some point. And the commentary on this was beautiful. Like, Miz is going on about the rules of hugging. The referee...
Cole's like, how would you know?
Yeah, the referee like tries to get them in the middle to meet with each other. Bryan starts yelling no. The crowd chants yes. Kane doesn't look too happy either. They hesitate, but they look like they're going to embrace.
Then Daniel chest bumps Kane.
Then Daniel like just chest pumps Kane, and Miz is like, "That's not a hug. You need to embrace. You need to wrap arms around each other." And they try again, and this time it's Kane who. Bryan puts his arm around. Bryan puts his arms around Kane, but Kane doesn't hug back, and Miz is like, "No. They both people need to participate in order for it to be a hug."
And I love Bryan is like immediately gets pissed at him. You didn't hug me.
You didn't hug me.
I hugged you.
I hugged you.
Don't you love me?
You hugged me. And the crowd chant for Kane to hug back. They meet again in the middle of the ring and hug awkwardly. But that wasn't good enough. And even Miz says, "That's not good enough. Hug again. Hug again." And they're
you need to lock arms.
You need to embrace. And then Daniel just looks at Kane. Kane looks at Daniel. Daniel opens his brain and he just nods, just like, "Come here, man."
I love you.
And they get into a really big hug. And like Kane pats Daniel Bryan on the back. And they just kind of nod and they're like, "Yeah." And like Daniel Bryan
And
just
after their hug, they like Bryan gets this big smile on his face.
and they just kind of nod at each other.
That was kind of nice.
I did it, AJ.
I did it.
AJ, I did it.
This whole bit made me laugh so hard. I just like.
I almost.
The part I loved the most was when Daniel Bryan just opened his arms. He's like, "Come here, man." I was like, I laughed the most when he was like that. But King kind of like pats Daniel Bryan on the shoulder and saying, like, "Yeah, okay," and pats Kane back, and Kane pats back harder, and then Daniel Bryan's like, he pats Kane back harder, Kane pats back even harder, and Bryan's like, "Okay, I'll come," and he shoves Kane, and Kane shoves back. And then Bryan slaps Kane, and Miz just like, "I don't think that was a good idea." And Kane drops Bryan with a big right hand, but Bryan dumps him out to the floor. Bryan leaps off the apron, but gets caught with a big right hand in midair. Kane whips Bryan into the fan barrier several times and grabs a steel chair. He hits Bryan in the gut with it and rolls him into the ring. He chokeslams Bryan, grabs the chair again, and wedges Bryan's head into the chair and climbs to the top.
And I was like, "Oh, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do that again.
He's gonna do a Henry.
He's done this before. There was a bit way back when he was a heel where he did this, where he was
Yeah. I know. I'm just.
incapacitating people. I think he did it to Shawn Michaels, if I remember.
Let's ask the world's biggest Shawn Michaels
I
fan.
don't know. Kane. Yes, both me and you are world's biggest Shawn Michaels fans.
Yeah, I think
I'm
you're
a big
biggest
Shawn
Michaels fan.
Michaels fan.
I'm the biggest Shawn Michaels fan. Bryan gets up with a chair.
I'm the biggest Shawn Michaels fan.
Fuck you. Referees run down and try to stop him. Bryan gets up with a chair, knocks Kane off the top
I'm kidding.
with it before running off. Still to come, they hype Cena versus W. Santino Marella versus Antonio Cesaro.
Again. And what do you really say about this?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello?
Audio, ladies and gentlemen, we are apparently experiencing some audio issues.
We are experiencing some audio, so sorry about that.
There we go. Now we can hear you.
Can you hear
Sorry.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you all now.
Okay.
Sorry about that, people. We're experiencing
What the hell was that?
Skype.
I could hear you, but you couldn't hear me. It's very strange.
Yeah,
And
very strange. But that's Skype for you, ladies and gentlemen. So,
You guys have your Shawn Michaels with dick waving contest
where's
over
it
here.
gone again?
Has it? I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Can you? Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear
No,
you.
not you.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
Yeah, I can hear you too. I can always hear you. Anyway.
What is going on? Hold on.
Just a second. I'll
That's
restart
not
the
right
call,
here.
huh?
Wait,
hold
don't
on,
ring it.
Scott.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
No.
There's a good chance that Skype recorder will fuck up if we do that.
I know. But the only way to fix Skype is to just restart a call.
No, don't restart the call.
Okay. Is it working now?
The editing Ali will have to do for this show.
Who dropped? Riddler dropped.
Okay, I think it's fixed.
Was it okay now?
I think it's fixed now. That was weird.
Okay. Right.
So, is it still recording?
Yeah, it's still recording. On my end. I don't know about Ali's end.
Okay.
Yeah, it will be, because the call didn't end, so...
So, sorry about that, everyone. So Santino Marella versus Antonio Cesaro.
Why are they doing this again?
It's
I
the
don't know.
whole. It's the thing with Morella and Oksana. That's
Well,
why.
look, at least they actually had. At least, hopefully this means that there's an end to it. I hope to God this means there's an end to it.
But
I'd like to
basically,
think so too. Antonio Cesaro wins. I didn't give.
Yeah.
yeah, basically, during the match, like he tries to go for the Cobra without putting on the stupid sock, and it's like I immediately go, well then why can't he just do it that way? But no, he has, and then he pulls out the sock and Cesaro like pulls it away from it, and he's like trying to grab the sock the whole match. It's stupid.
I'm sorry, Cesaro. Your title reign should be more, should be better than this.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
It should.
Santino already dragged
So yeah,
the US.
for once,
Santino already dragged the US title through the muck and mire, and when it finally gets put onto someone else that actually has talent, they still have Santino drag it through muck and mire.
yeah. Antonio Cesaro wins though, so whatever.
Yeah.
Zack Ryder versus Heath Slater.
Oh wow.
Two careers that are going nowhere.
Well, no, honestly, I think Heath Slater will probably keep his job longer than Zack Ryder will, simply because even though he's losing matches, he's consistently on TV.
Yeah.
You know? He's consistently on TV, and he's consistently.
So he's getting like a TV push.
Yeah, he's getting a
He may not
TV
be
push, but
winning-
he's not
he
getting
may
an
not be-
actual like in-ring push, if that makes sense. That's what
Yeah.
I'd say. That's what I would say was happening with Slater, because he's so entertaining on the mic. They're letting him, go on the mic.
And while Zack Ryder is, like we've said, a little overrated, he's basically getting shit on because Vince hates him for the fact that apparently people in creative hate him for the fact that he got over by himself.
That's stupid.
I don't know how else to explain the ginormous deep push that they've done to him.
I don't know. After the match, Vicky Guerrero comes out screaming.
Oh
Shit.
God! This
Screaming.
fucking segment. Why?
Was this the AJ segment?
Oh no! Wait. This is well. No, wait. Well, it happens later. My fault. I'm jumping the gun, but
She wants to talk about her issues with AJ Lee. Vicky says she won't leave.
Oh wait. This is the segment. This is the segment.
This is the
Never
segment.
mind.
This is the segment. Vicky says she won't leave until AJ comes out. She demands a chair and takes a seat in the ring.
Okay, I desperately need a shit, so I'm gonna go do that now.
Okay, back from commercial break, and immediately, I have to feel sorry for everyone that's watching this live.
I'm getting the brown
because they
drizzle,
have to see
you know.
Vicky Guerrero sit. Okay, they have to see Vicky Guerrero sitting in a chair doing nothing for the entirety of a commercial break in America.
Yeah.
The length of a commercial break in America. They have to see Vicky Guerrero sit doing nothing for that long. Because when it goes to commercial break, they're still watching that live. Nothing happened between the commercial breaks.
It's not like someone who could probably find a way to entertain the fans during a commercial or like it's a match or something.
No. She reminds everyone why she's out there. 2 weeks ago, AJ put Dolph Ziggler's Money in the Bank contract on the line, and last week she attacked her in the ring, like Clint Eastwood at the Republic National Convention.
No.
What?
Why did you?
Oh,
bring
like
this
Clint
up?
Eastwood, Like Clint Eastwood at the Republican National Convention, Vicky pretends that the chair is AJ and starts talking to it. No, she doesn't. I don't think she does. Do you remember that?
No, she did do that.
She talked to the chair?
Yes.
I don't remember that at all. Okay. AJ's music hits and out she comes. AJ says she just got off the phone with WWE's board of directors, and they told her her actions are sometimes juvenile, and she can no longer put her hands on anyone. They also want her to apologize. And she does. Vicky mocks her. Yes, she's apologizing because she's an inept general manager, or is she really apologizing to Vicky?
This is the part that I actually didn't mind about this, because she started to tone it. Vicky started to tone it down and got into evil mode. And Vicky, when she's evil, is actually fairly entertaining.
Vicky demands an apology from AJ right now. They come face to face, and the crowd wants AJ to slap her. AJ hesitates, but tells Vicky she's sorry. Vicky calls that pathetic. She wants another apology, and wants this one to mean something. AJ apologizes again, and Vicky slaps her. AJ comes back ready to fight, but remembers she can't touch anyone. Vicky laughs and says, "Nuh-uh, AJ, you can't touch me." She goes to leave, but stops. She slaps AJ again, laughs some more, before leaving the ring. And Vicky skips up the ramp, laughing.
Yeah, the biggest problem I had was just the beginning of this thing, and it's like,
The world's quickest shit.
So
hello, kitty cat.
Vicky skips up the ramp, laughing as AJ fumes in the ring. She slams the microphone to the floor, tosses the chair, and basically has a nervous breakdown. Grabs the chair and starts beating the mat with it, screaming and tossing the chair out of the ring. Throws a fit, and she starts rocking back and forth in the ring.
I know it's wrestling, but I have to immediately insert logic in here. I know it's wrestling, and I know it isn't always logical, but it just bothered me when a logical solution immediately presents itself in my mind, and I'm going, and she doesn't do that. AJ, why are you getting pissed? You could fire her.
No, she can't, because she isn't like officially on the roster in story. In story, she's Dolph Ziggler's manager. She's not hired by WWE. She's hired by Dolph Ziggler.
That does not make any sense.
It does.
It does. That's how managers work, dude. They're hired by the person, not the company. That's how managers in real life work. Obviously, in WWE, they are hired by the company, but kayfabe, they're hired by the person.
Yeah. What would have been better is if like AJ hadn't got angry, she just walked out, and then like this week on Raw, she came out and said, "I've got a restraining order against Vicky Guerrero after she hit me. She's not allowed within 5 miles of where I am, and because I'm the GM of Raw, she's not going to be on Raw."
Now, I understand, though, I do sort of understand the nervous breakdown, because CM Punk left, Jack Swagger left, and now Vicky just treated her like shit and embarrassed her in the middle of the ring, and she had to basically humiliate herself in front of Vicky and apologize.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Was I the only one slightly turned on by that whole freak out?
No.
No. Okay. Just so I knew. So,
I'm just messing with you. You're fucked up, man.
Oh, okay. Back from the break, and we see footage from early when CM Punk. I like Crazy Chicks. Whatever. Yeah.
I like Crazy Chicks too, especially when they look like AJ.
Mm-hmm. We see footage from earlier when CM Punk attacked Jerry Lawler before Raw, and then Punk leaving the arena, taking the night off. Falls Count Anywhere match. ADR versus John Cena.
Good match.
Good match.
Yeah.
Good match.
It was probably as good as you can pull a match out of Cena.
That's not necessarily true. You can.
Well, I mean, apart from rare examples, it's as good a match you can pull from Cena.
I guess.
Yeah.
I think it does seem to work better in Falls Count Anywhere matches than normal ones, though.
Yeah, they end up going through the backstage area. And they trash the interview set. Del Rio goes for the cross-arm breaker, but Cena blocks it. Cena drops Del Rio on top of a bunch of production cases with an attitude adjustment.
They always have loads of production cases. Always. They always have some big thing which they always land on.
CM Punk appears out of nowhere and drops Cena with a kick to the head.
Yay!
Punk lays Del Rio on top of Cena for the win. ADR wins. Del Rio's music plays as Punk picks up Cena, drops his face on top of the car. Cena's out. Punk yells
He does
respect.
he does a DTS, except instead of his knee, he drops Cena's head on the car.
Yeah. Punk yells respect in Cena's face and backs off. Punk holds the WWE title up before getting in the car. Car drives by Cena, and I'm Paul Heyman.
An eyeball.
We see Paul Heyman doing the Paul Heyman face
Yeah, his giant
as
poppy
he
eyeballs.
drives off. I'm Paul Heyman.
And Heyman.
Love.
Oh, God.
God, Paul Heyman. So SmackDown.
On to a shit show, I think, if I remember correctly.
I didn't see this.
I can't even remember SmackDown.
Was it that bad?
What happened in SmackDown?
Well, that's what we're going to go through.
Let me.
We begin this week's show with a look at the sacrifice that Rodriguez made for Alberto Del Rio by sticking his face in the way of the broke.
Riddler, since you didn't watch, can I do the recap?
Yeah, you can.
But that means
I'm listening. I'm listening. Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Am I delayed or something?
I think Riddler's audio's delayed on his side.
I guess that's okay. Well, we begin this week's show with a look at the where Ricardo Rodriguez took it for Del Rio in the face with a broke kick.
Ricardo took it for Del Rio.
And then they show David Otunga. Yeah, David Otunga, I'm going to chat about this. Yeah. And it will be dealt on, and that will be dealt with on SmackDown. And we're outside Booker T's office. The door opens. We see Del Rio and David Otunga, and they're like walking with Ricardo, and Ricardo has a neck brace. And Otunga, of course, is holding his. Otunga is, of course, holding his big ass coffee mug. And
David Otunga's like his blood must literally be coffee at this point.
It's like he's carrying. It's almost like he's carrying a fucking hodl of coffee everywhere he goes.
Whenever he spits, he makes a cappuccino.
I got some good foam on that one.
I'm amazed that he's he should be like jittery every time he comes out there. Like I don't know.
It's not because he's a Harvard graduate. He's used to all that coffee.
Del Rio makes his way to the ring with
He's
Ricardo.
used to having drugs pumped into his body.
Well, if you look at his physique, he's obviously used to having some drugs pumped into his body.
Yeah. Del Rio makes his way to the ring with Ricardo and and they make.
I'm gonna get you, Sheamus.
They make their way to the ring at a very gingerly pace, and finally Ricardo makes his way in, and Otunga is consoling him. And Alberto starts to cut into a promo that just makes me go, I don't have really a problem with what he says, but how he says it.
Yeah, he really does need to just work on his promo. Chops a bit.
Honestly, I think it would be.
I just think he needs to learn more of. I just think he needs to learn a larger vocabulary.
Yeah, and I think right now if Paul Heyman is creating a stable, he should be part of it.
Oh, totally. Totally.
Alberto says, "I'm in the greatest role of my career.
No.
2 weeks ago, I
No.
made Randy Orton tap out.
No.
Last week, I defeated the red big monster in the Kane." He's like, it's the big red monster.
Not the
You
red
got
big
those
monster.
words mixed up there, Del Rio.
Yeah.
On Raw, I destroyed John Cena, and in 2 weeks, I will face Sheamus for the world title.
I will face Sheamus.
It is my destiny.
It is my destiny, Punk. I always have to say Punk whenever I say Destiny for me. I don't know.
To be honest,
But no, Sheamus. I mean, Del Rio's like biggest role of his career so far was when he was like going for the WWE title
yeah,
with Punk.
that was a bigger role.
That was a much bigger role.
And anyway, he's talking about how he's not happy, and
I'm not happy about.
and then he says if this match against Sheamus was about skill and brains, I'd be the winner.
True.
Sheamus is an advantage because Sheamus can use something so dangerous, more dangerous than a steel chair.
See, this is why I don't like what they're doing with this broad kick thing, because they're banning it, but at the same time they're building it up, so that when he comes back, he can literally just use the broad kick and win even more. That's my worry. That's my only worry about it. That when the broad kick finally does come back, he's going to use it even more.
I do understand that we're all sick of the broad kick win, but I do agree with someone that it's really stupid to have a storyline where a move is banned. It's really silly. It's like
instead of having a move permanently banned, I think it should have been, okay, your stipulation is now you can't use your broad kick against like Del Rio or something, so you can prove you're the best type of thing.
Like when Shawn Michaels couldn't use the Sweet Chin Music against Randy Orton.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking of, actually.
Yeah, that maybe like.
See,
Del
honestly,
Rio
I would have preferred it if they went for more of a Sheamus doesn't have any skill. He just uses the broad kick, and that's a move that no one can really do.
Yeah, I think that's the if anything, the way he was doing this promo, that should have been his end point. Is like he'd be like taunting Sheamus, like you don't have any skill, you just have all you have is your broad kick. Well, I challenge you to a match where you're, but I challenge when we do this match, I challenge you to do that match without using it.
Yeah, that would have been much better.
And let's see if you agree. Kind of thing.
And if you don't agree, you're a coward.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he says this is something that should be illegal. It's brutal, barbaric, and it should be banned. He can't believe that people think the move should be allowed. It says kicking in the head is a criminal act. And then he actually
literally as he was saying that, I was just like in my head like playing through all of like the enziguris that Del Rio's done.
I was also playing through my head when Del Rio slammed the hood of a car against someone, Sheamus's head.
I wasn't thinking that at all.
I just thought enziguri.
That's a good point. And then for once, it's been I can't even think of any time he's ever done this. He actually states he starts talking about his friendship with Ricardo.
Yay!
Ricardo is not only my personal ring announcer, he's my friend. He's my only friend.
He's my only friend.
He's my friend because I pay him well.
Oh, hello, Ollie.
I'm back from the field.
Only a great friend.
The field was fieldy.
Will lick your feet. Oh god.
You're gonna have to do, Ollie. You're gonna have to do some editing because we had some audio issues.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as what's happened before though, so it should be fine.
Now my friend may have permanent physical and moral damage. There are more but there are more people who have suffered. But my cross-arm breaker, that's different. It's like poetry. It's pure.
Why does your Alberto Del Rio sound like Rey Mysterio?
I'm not trying to do an impression.
Um,
If that's what it sounds like, I'm sorry. I'm not.
Me.
Rey Mysterio's knees. God, I love that joke that all he did for his play-by-post for him is one of the ranks is Rey Mysterio's knees.
Man, that's a shitty rank.
Otunga comes out, yeah, and I have my super-sized travel mug.
I'd just love to see David Otunga come out one time and just like wear like high-heeled red shoes.
I could create that on WWE 12. You know that, right?
Yes, I know that.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Oh god.
Joe, no, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. It says he says that Ricardo's hired him because what happened to him was no accident. Sheamus' actions were malicious and calculated to cause bodily harm in an innocent person. And then he starts showing like a video package of still images showing the effects of the bro kick. And then he says that was difficult to watch. Or wait, no, it wasn't still images. It was a video package. Never mind. That was difficult to watch. If WWE continues to turn a blind eye and continue to allow Sheamus to use the bro kick, it is a joke. And I was like, that was a weird word choice to use.
Yeah, it was phrased really weirdly.
Yeah.
Maybe they listen to us.
We don't phrase things the best.
We've met with Booker T and we demand justice and compensation. And David says that he will make sure that his client's pain and suffering will not be in vain. And can you dig it, sucker? I really would like his. I would really like it if. It was nothing. I wasn't trying to imitate. I'm not doing imitations anymore because you guys keep making fun of me. And now you're making fun of me even when I'm not doing them.
It was all.
You're making fun of me when I'm not even doing imitations. What the fuck?
It was terrible. Terrible.
Can you dig it, shocker?
What, Johnny Laurinaitis? What?
That's what it sounded like to me.
Sucker.
Do.
I would love it. I would love it if Booker T's Titantron started with Shucky Ducky Quack Quack.
Shucky Ducky Quack Quack.
Or oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And he comes out and wags his finger at David, Alberto, and Ricardo.
You know, this is the problem with having really biased. It's the problem with having biased GMs on either side, is that you can't. It's hard to do storylines like this and actually have them come off as like genuine, you know.
And Booker's like, "Are you kidding me? I want what we were talking about backstage here was supposed to be confidential, and the first thing you do is come out here, run your mouth, and bring it to the people. And if you want to do that, then go ahead. Let's do that. And Booker proceeds to ask the fans if he should ban the bro kick. And of course, all the fans go no.
You should have asked at Chicago.
And then Booker says, well, bro kick is still legal. And then, of course, says, can you dig that? And Michael Cole immediately brings this up and says, wants to know why Joss is agreeing with Booker T. And he's basically bringing up the fact that Kane attacked you, and Josh says that Kane has already been fined, so he's doing it, and he's like, he's doing it the best he can, and then Michael Cole brings up Lawler's condition of of the chest pains, and Cole says he would not blame Jerry if he sought legal recourse, and he says Jerry should hire David Otunga.
You know, in hindsight, all of this stuff is very awkward, isn't it?
I know. We get another Rey Mysterio Sin Cara match with Cody Rhodes, this time with The Miz.
Will you stop doing this, please, WWE? We get it. Cody is, doing tag teams against them too. Can we just get on with the story, please? Get this out of the way. Because no one likes this story. Even you don't, really.
But anyway...
You took the Intercontinental title off Cody for this. Come on.
At the end of the match, Ray kicks Miz and retries for a wheelbarrow move. Miz blocks it and has Ray set up for the skull crushing finale. Ray counters that, gets a roll up, but only gets a 2 count. Cody tries to interfere, but by the time he gets in the ring, Miz has reversed the roll up, and Cody accidentally kicks Miz in the head. Cara takes care of Cody with a springboard dropkick, and then a corkscrew plancha up to the outside, which was pretty cool. And then Ray hits a running forearm to the back, and Miz falls in the ropes for the 619. And then he goes.
The biggest problem with the 619 is it needs to be telegraphed from a mile away. That's the biggest problem with the 619.
Yeah, and it also, I totally agree that it makes no sense. The move itself makes sense as to how it works.
I mean, look, if
the guy has to cooperate and lay there after just a basic drop toe holds and shit like
honestly, that. The 619 would really work a lot more as a tag team move, where one tag team member knocks them into the ropes whilst Ray's running, whilst Ray does the runs.
Yeah.
Ropes.
And the other problem I have is the way he's ending the matches now. And Michael Cole mistakenly calls this dropping the dime. No, it isn't. The dropping the dime was when he did the leg drop. And I really hate that his top rope dies because he does a really basic frog splash. I didn't even call it a frog splash.
It's just a splash.
He just falls down. That's all he does.
I know. Remember when he actually used to do high flying moves?
I miss when he used to do a Hurricanrana roll up to end it.
Yeah, I remember that. Kabam.
And your winners are Mysterio and Sin Cara. Daniel Bryan is walking in the back, and Hornswoggle, of all people, shows up. And he wants Bryan to hug him, and then Hornswoggle offers him a handshake. Bryan shake it. Hornswoggle, of course, stomps on Bryan's foot, and Bryan just starts losing it. I would too. I don't care if you have anger management issues or not.
Yeah, have you ever stubbed your toe? Do you know how angry you get when you stub your toe?
Yeah, it sucks when you stub your toe. Imagine how angry you would be if someone deliberately stomped on your fucking toe.
Yeah, imagine how pissed off you'd be, right? If someone had went, okay, let's give us a handshake, right? And you went, okay, I'll respect you enough to do that, and then they stomped on your toe.
It's like they're making Hornswoggle out to be like a little kid just because he's short. It's like the kids that like kick you in the shin because
Yeah, I think
feel
they
like.
should make him a sexual deviant and call him Hornswoggle.
Oh,
That's just
dude.
what.
No, just no.
That would be brilliant
I'd like to
television.
see him in like a purple pimp robe and like with
Oh,
with like
oh,
with like
With,
diamonds.
a,
and
with like
stuff.
with like a pimp K that's bigger than he is.
Yeah.
oh. I think you've broken me.
Either that or have his pimp cane be a giant dildo.
Oh! Oh!
He could team up with the Godfather.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Dear Lord, no.
Why? What's wrong with that?
That's painful.
You wouldn't say that was
imagery-
hilarious.
That imagery is fucking painful.
That would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious, dude.
No, it wouldn't.
Just
That'd be
having this
horrifying.
Hansel would come out with like the purple dove on, then just like he goes forward to the cane and it just goes brrr.
Just no. Just no.
What?
The idea of this little midget holding a giant dildo and it vibrating. He's shaking.
Ah!
He's shaking while he's
Stop it!
he's shaking all around the ring while he's holding it.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna go in a corner.
You'd
Curl
be
in
on
a corner
a
and die.
You're gonna die of laughter, Rocktan.
No.
And every week he'd try and get in bed with one of each diva.
Well, that wouldn't be difficult. Hey, Diva, wanna have sex with me? Okay. Man, you're loose. That's what Vince McMahon made me. Oh, God.
And he'd bring out his hose with him every time it came to the ring.
All of his hoes are midget girls.
Oh. Oh.
They'd all start shaking when they grab a hold of the vibration.
Oh. Good Lord, dude. God. You're killing me. Man. You're killing me.
It would be hilarious, dude.
It'd be hilarious.
No, it's not funny.
And they could have a storyline with one of them owing money.
Anyway,
honestly, why-
we're going to commercial. Come back. Even a tongue is yelling at Booker for being stating about the bro kicking the hands of the people.
What?
He has a point. He does have a point.
Honestly, though, this is more of a case of Sheamus being a thug than the bro kick being dangerous.
Yeah. David says that before he takes legal action, he wants to see Booker. He wants Booker to see what the bro kick does.
You know,
because
even if they'd had a storyline, even if they'd had in the storyline, it'd be David Otunga saying that Sheamus has repeatedly attacked refs and stuff. So, in particular, Sheamus shouldn't be allowed to do the bro kick because he has no good judgment. Would have worked better than what they're doing with it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And he asks, Booker, do you want to risk the well-being of your superstars? And Booker says, I've seen enough. And David asks, and Otunga asks Booker if he's going to make the bro kick legal. Booker says, I'll think about it.
Ooh, another horny swoggle segment. Instead of Mae Young giving birth to Mark Henry's hand, out pops horny swoggle.
Oh!
Either that or Hornswoggle's bitches giving birth to like a tiny hand.
Oh, God.
I'd like to think every week he kind of pops his head out of a different diva's vagina. And you have to guess which one it is.
Give me Fudge.
Yeah, I don't think that would work on PG.
Wouldn't it?
I've got to find a way to get you guys back for this.
What? I still find the prospect.
The problem is
of
how
running
you
around.
guys just don't break.
I still find the prospect of Hornswoggle running around with a giant dildo for a cane is hilarious.
Oh.
I know. When he vibrates it, it's too powerful even for him to hold, so we shake it all over the place.
Uh,
And they could have a giant dildo at a pole match.
Oh my
whoever wins
God!
the other one with the
Stop
giant dildo.
now. Stop coming up with painful imagery.
And the pole,
Jesus.
the pole would be a stripper's pole.
That would just be hilarious though, just sort of Hornswoggle versus another like horny midget, and then like
Are we recording?
and then, like, Hornswoggle gets to the top of the pole and finally grabs the dildo and just starts battering on this.
Are we recording?
He uses it as a weapon.
Hate you guys so much.
We go to backstage
I hate
segments.
you.
We go to
I hate you.
We go to backstage segments, and in the background, you see Hornswoggle chasing the divas around with it.
I hate you so much.
I think that is like if there's a segment where a diva's being interviewed.
Shut up!
Like, there'll be a close up of her face and then just like the dildo will
I'm going to kill you.
in the cheek. Right?
I'm going to choke a bit. Seriously, do you guys want me to choke a bitch? Okay?
Yeah.
So would he!
Oh god.
Okay, we're done. We're done.
What shall we think of something else?
We're trying to think of something else.
Josh mentions the situation with Kane and Daniel Bryan, and we see the hug heard around the WWE universe.
You know what would be really good? Oh, I didn't hear a disappointing noise from Rocktown.
Daniel Bryan. Next we have. This is just a weird matchup for. I don't know why they did this. Daniel Bryan versus Zack Ryder.
I don't know. I think they just wanted someone for Daniel Bryan to beat the shit out of.
Are we recording?
Yeah, we're still recording.
Okay.
Bryan's.
Yes.
Right. At one point, Ryder hits him with the broski book, and he's waiting to do the Rough Rider. Bryan starts begging for mercy, and he's apologizing, and he's like, "I'm having a rough time," and he wants a hug from Ryder, and Ryder
confused by this.
acts like immediately the dumbass that he has to be. Goes ahead and hugs Bryan, and immediately Bryan shifts. Gets him right to the no-lock, and Ryder taps. And then he puts on the no-lock again and starts holding it, and then the referee reverses the decision, and Bryan immediately is yelling, "No! No!"
For all I really like this, this current like character for Daniel Bryan, I wish they'd let him wrestle some matches properly.
Yeah.
I'd like it if they gave him some long matches to wrestle, because that's where he does the best.
You know what else is long?
Hornswoggle's giant dildo.
Yes. And his penis.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah, everything else is small, but not his penis.
He's like a fucking tripod.
If he gets tired, he just needs to think of a girl and then just lean over.
Randy Orton is in the back as we go to commercial. Where we come back, Damien Sandow comes out, and he says he has to have something to get off his chest. Last week, he lost a match to Sheamus via count out. That is nothing more than karmic justice. Booker T put him in a match that he was not prepared for. He says that he needs proper time to assess his opponent and determine their weaknesses.
With Damien Sandow, He's one of the characters that you would actually believe would, like, study opponent before wrestling them.
Mm-hmm.
He mentions, and then he mentions, "This is why I've never been pinned," and he thanks everyone. And the unwatched matches might have a hard time comprehending it. I was disgusted and appalled at the tweets and touts that called me a coward. My actions were intelligent, not craven. The anonymous people who send their feelings via social media are the real cowards. None of you have the gumption to call me craven to my face.
And then, I hear voices in my head.
Damon, I cannot comprehend the fascination of the WWE universe with social media. Try reading instead of tweeting. When Albert Einstein came up with the theory of relativity, he did not tout it.
Thank you, Damien Sandow. Thank you.
You've just explained why TechCrunch and all these other moronic sites, Leo Laporte and Robert Scoble and all these morons, why they have no idea about what constitutes good technology.
You also have explained to many people why they'd have no idea how to function in the real world.
Yeah. Of course, and out of nowhere, Randy Orton's music interrupts.
And this is one point where I actually liked what Michael Cole went, and Michael Cole just went, "I think Randy should call him Craven." Yes.
Santa wants to know what Orton would have to say to add to this discussion. I love that line so much. I love that. God, it's like.
Well, I don't have anything to add, but there's a certain pimp backstage who wants a word.
That's so perfect. Because, Orton, you have nothing to add because you're boring.
Yeah, it's like it's like you could say that was like
and of course
Randy
agrees with it. Of course, Randy agrees with him and says, "I'm not here to add to the discussion. I'm here to fight." And my regularly scheduled opponent can wait. I want to face you. And Damien says, "This is not fair. Booker can't do this." Randy says, "Booker can," and he did. Yawn.
Yep.
I'm sorry,
And
Damien. I'm sorry that you're being pushed through this.
And of course, when we get Damien Sandow versus Randy Orton.
Could they please once just make a heel not cowardly?
I know. But it's not... Well, I mean, it makes sense here. Because, I mean, kayfabe-wise, Randy Orton is dangerous, at least, in a kayfabe term.
No, even if they're dangerous,
Randy
though,
Orton's
I preferred it when Damien Sandow before, like when he would walk into DX and say, "I know I'm going to get the shit beat out of me, but this is why it makes a difference."
Randy Orton is about as dangerous as the shits he takes in people's bags.
I know he's essentially, we all think he's not dangerous. I'm just saying kayfabe in terms of WWE, that's what I'm saying.
I know, but I preferred it when Damien wasn't afraid to get the crap beat out of him.
Uh-huh.
And he would just be, he would outthink his opponent.
He had no problem getting beat up by Brodus Clay, and Brodus Clay is much bigger than much bigger. But it's like, oh my God, Randy Orton, no! Everyone has to react that way.
Not Randy Orton.
Actually, I can see people reacting like that now. Not Randy Orton, no. Anything but that.
I'm quaking in my little booties.
Not because they're scared, just because they don't want to wrestle him.
They just don't want to watch. They just don't want that on the show.
They just don't want
Rest
that
hold.
I don't want this in my career, no.
No, I don't want this slating and ruining my career.
I don't want to wrestle a boring match, please. No, God. Don't make me work with this boring...
I've trained for years for this.
And then you put me against him?
How am I supposed to work? How
That's
am I
almost bad
supposed
as
to
being
work
put
a good
against
match
Jack
out of
Swagger.
this guy? He sucks.
How am I supposed to wrestle when he's boring?
God damn it.
Anyway, yeah. Basically, Orton hits that his DDT, and he starts to get set up for the RKO, and Sando just runs for the hills as fast as he can go, and Randy Orton wins by countout. By the way, during this match, Ziggler and Vicky were at the announce table and doing commentary, and the best part was Ziggler. Ziggler was
Obviously.
his usual good self.
Why?
Orton gets Orton gets in front of Ziggler. Vicky backs up. Orton blocks a punch from Ziggler and starts punching him. Orton sends Ziggler to the ring. Ziggler attacks. Orton avoids a clothesline and hits his power slam. Ugh. He gets ready for another RKO. And now Daniel Sando comes to the ring, and of course he gets hit by an RKO.
Why does the RKO have to be such a bullshit move? I mean, DDP didn't use it in such a bullshit way.
I know. Well, because
The Diamond Cutter was never like that.
Because the Diamond Cutter's awesome.
Exactly.
And not only can he hit it out of multiple angles, he can do it. He had multiple variations of it.
I know,
Diamond
but
Cutter,
like,
I wouldn't say the Diamond Cutter is the RKO, dude. It's a bit different.
yeah, but I mean, it's a similar thing. He didn't use it in a cheap way all the time, is what I'm saying. It was similar in the sense that it's pretty much the same move, but there's small variations, right? But he didn't just pull it out of nowhere all of the time. He actually, set it up and did it.
Yeah.
He didn't just do it again for no reason.
Now Ziggler runs away, and more cowardly heels. Josh and Michael Cole are wondering what book are talking about what they think if they're wondering if Booker will ban the bro kick. We get back to where David Otunga is apparently turned into a doctor because it's showing Booker X-rays of a normal spine and then an X-ray of Ricardo's spine. And then
you know what you should have done? Should have showed him an X-ray of a normal person's spine. Showed him an X-ray of Hogan's spine. Booker T could have been like, "My God!"
He's the Terminator.
David Otunga's like, "This has nothing to do with the case, but this is really messed up spine."
Otunga says, I'm not a doctor. No, you're not. But he has subpoenaed doctors to testify. And he tells Booker that if he does not ban the Brokook, he will file a lawsuit.
David Otunga, making lawyers everywhere proud.
To be fair, lawyers don't give a shit about that.
Booker says David is in no shit.
To be honest, David Otunga is probably one of the least scummy lawyers. That's the problem.
Booker says that David is in no shape to demand anything. And, I hated this. Booker says he is the man. Booker says he will think about it, but he tells David to go into the ring because you will be facing the Sheamus or something.
Are you surprised that Booker
champion?
Are you surprised that Booker T speaks like this after how many years of watching the guy?
It's the stupid thing is though is it's you. No matter how Booker T you are, it'll be like, okay, I'm threatening a lawsuit against you. Okay, I'm gonna take this seriously, even if you're an employee of mine. You know.
But it's Booker T. He's always talked like that. Always.
But this was just especially, it was like, ugh. Booker.
How? He's always talked like that.
Well, yeah, he's talked like, but I've never heard him say that, and it's just that was embarrassing.
You've never heard him talk like that?
I've never heard him say this. I've never heard him say duh man, duh ring.
We get it. He's black. Okay, we get it.
Yeah.
We get it. You're black.
And we go to commercial, come back. Kingston and R-Truth are making their way out of the announce table to watch the next match, which is the Usos versus Primetime Players and Epico and Primo. And Rosa Mendes finally shows back up with Epico and Primo after a long absence.
Who cares?
Yeah, that yawning, that shows how interested I am in this.
But this is a number one contender match for the umpteenth time as a recap. I love that it says that.
The number one contenders match for the most useless title in WWE apart from the World Heavyweight Championship.
I wish I could really care because they put on decent matches. WWE has done nothing to make me care about this division at all.
It's got some great talent there, but they are being so wasted.
Yeah, and another problem here is the commentary by Kingston and our Truth.
I think the biggest problem.
Kingston can't talk. Truth is like very low key here, which is really weird.
Well, I think that's just because Truth in real life will be is low key like that. You know.
But I thought I like it when he gets more crazy and funny.
Mm.
And there was one thing that I loved though. He said to Michael Cole, you're talking a lot but not saying anything. I did like that.
Mm.
But
I think the biggest problem with the tag division though is that they need to build it, but they're only building one team at a time.
Yeah.
And they need to have every team prop each other up.
But anyway,
they aren't creating an infrastructure.
At the end of the match, we get Jimmy Uso gets an alley-oop Samoa drop to Darren Young, and then Jay tags him, and Jimmy does a plancha onto Epico and Titus, and Primo, catches Jay on the top of the rope, and he tries for a superplex, but Young takes Primo and hits that cool gut buster he does, and then Jay comes down with a superfly splash, but Young sends Jay to the floor. He tries to hit it, but Young sends Jay to the floor, and then Darren gets the 3 count. And your winners are the Primetime Players, so they are going to be the number one contenders.
No, they aren't. but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that next Raw.
Okay, I don't remember what happened.
Daniel Bryan and Kane.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Did you watch these shows, Rockton?
I guess I've told you this, guys. My memory just likes to be weird. We go to commercial, and back with the Raw rebound with CM talking about CM Punk, and we look at the card for Night of Champions, and Michael Cole.
So
what? What is it written like?
So Rockton. So your memory's bad, huh?
It's here and there.
Tell me if you remember.
My memory isn't bad. It's just weird.
Tell me if you remember
Sometimes
this.
Sometimes I remember. Sometimes I.
Is he like?
Tell me if you remember this.
Is he like?
No, hold on.
No.
Sometimes I basically have a lot of short-term memory issues.
Tell me if you remember this, Rockton. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Fuck you.
Thursday, Thursday,
Friday,
Friday,
Saturday,
Saturday,
Sunday
Sunday comes
start
again.
Yes, I remember that. And fuck. Okay. I'm telling you, it's like for some reason I just instantly forgot.
You know
I know.
that
I just
advert,
wanted to.
you
I
know
wanted
that
to bring
advert was selling air conditioning?
I wanted to bring that. I wanted to bring that back into your head, and yes, it was. You can continue now, Rockton. I just wanted to bring that song back into your head.
You failed. It's not stuck there.
Sunday,
Michael-
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay. Let's
Again.
move on now. Michael
Sunday,
Cole brings
Monday,
up the fact that.
Tuesday,
Shut up, Nate.
Wednesday,
Michael Cole brings up the
Thursday.
fact. Not stop. You want to do the show or not?
Okay.
Michael Cole brings up the fact that both.
Saturday, Sunday, start again. Okay.
I'm going to carve your heart out. Okay.
Oh, I can feel the love.
Michael Cole brings up the.
Feel the love tonight.
Michael Cole brings up the fact that both general managers are having some issues with controlling the shows. We see Eve tout about the safety of the WWE superstars.
Oh, yeah, because if there's one person.
Because you walking venereal disease, you really care about the safety of the WWE superstars. Stop spreading your STDs, close your legs, and then maybe I'll believe you.
Teddy Long. Oh, where have you been? I've been in Asia.
I just went to Hong Kong. That was a terrible Asian accent.
Hornswoggle been giving me tips.
Teddy Long is talking to Caitlyn. Teddy Long is talking to Caitlyn for some reason about the crusade against the bro kick, and Teddy doesn't know why Otunga is trying to sue him.
You know what I really like about woman, Caitlyn? Her boobs.
Ziggler and Guerrero walk by and they want to enter Booker's office because Ziggler wants to wrestle Randy Orton.
Nobody wants to wrestle Randy Orton.
Really?
But maybe he thinks he can get a good match out of Orton. I didn't say he was right. I said he thinks he can.
People were calling his win on Monday a fluke. And Ziggler talks about what Orton did to him, and he wants a match at Night of Champions. And Teddy reminds Dolph that you're not a champion, but then Dolph reminds Teddy he's a glorified assistant. No, Teddy says, no, that's Eve. I'm the senior advisor.
Damn.
Eve
just got owned.
No, he didn't. Teddy says that not every match
I like how
you
called Eve he.
He owned Eve, if anything. Teddy seems that
That's what I said.
Oh, never mind.
I said Eve just got owned.
Not really. Not that much. Teddy says that not every match at Night of Champions has to be a title match. He says that he will advise Booker to make that match. And then Dolph says, by then, I might already be champion. And then Vicky tells Teddy that maybe by then Teddy will be sued for everything he is worth.
What for?
I don't know.
What would he be sued for?
We go to commercial, we come back and get the
What's Teddy done?
And we get the re-debut of Wade Barrett. And of course, they re-debut him in a squash match. No, what I liked about...
Do you like his new theme?
I do like his new theme. It's basically a remixed version of his original theme.
Yeah, it is. Well, not his original theme, his last theme.
Yeah, his last theme. But he wins with he wins with an elbow, which was like a forearm elbow. Shot,
yeah, I think what they're trying to do is because they're doing the whole bare knuckle boxing thing, they're trying to give him sort of a bare knuckle boxing finisher type of thing.
Yeah,
really isn't working.
yeah.
That
But
didn't-
what
that
I
didn't
liked
work
about
for me.
this, what I liked about this, yes, he debuted in the squash match, but immediately after this, Wade Barrett gets on the mic and says, "I've been in the way for the 6 months, and I didn't come back here to be put into meaningless matches just like this. This does not interest me in the slightest. It bores me to tears. If I'm not going to be thrust in the title picture, I'm going to do things that will make life more interesting for me. I'm going to declare that I am officially open for business."
So is he doing a sort of Crimson thing where Crimson was like, anyone can challenge me to a match?
It could be one of that. It could be something like that. Which would be cool. It could be good.
Yeah, it would.
Sheamus is walking to the back as we go to commercial, fella. I just thought that was a weird way the recap worded that. But for no reason. Sheamus walks to the back as we go to commercial, fella.
As we go into commercial, fella.
Well, no, they have ellipses before the
Ah.
before. So there's this weird gap. It just like, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe when Sheamus is mentioned,
Maybe-
fella must follow.
Maybe he's getting as
Fella.
disinterested in Sheamus as we are.
The fella must follow.
Alberto makes his
Bertie.
way. Yeah, Birdie makes his way into the arena and makes his way to the announce table, and we get
Bertie.
and for our main event of the evening, we get a squash match.
Yep.
What the fuck, WWE?
WWE, what you do?
Why?
Because we raved at WWE.
Oh my god.
Wow, I'm glad I missed this SmackDown.
Was not
Wow.
good.
Wow, I'm glad I missed this.
It was not good.
But he hits Sheamus hits White Noise and he starts to go for the bro kick, and Booker immediately comes out and says he changed his mind and he's banning the bro kick.
Yay.
And I know what Riddler's reaction is. It's about goddamn time.
Yes! 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 Yes!
It's like somebody. It really does feel like someone in creative is listening to the people that are sick and tired of bro kick win.
Yeah. Well, you know what happens is they always do something like this where they think they can trick the fans like us by having him not use the brogue kick for a little bit in a storyline, and then just go back to using it again.
Yeah.
They think they think they can kind of trick us of like to saying that he's not a one-trick pony.
Even if it's just a short period of time, him not using the brogue kick to get a win will bring a smile to my face.
Now, if they just let him do a proper normal match and not just the same sequence like he's been doing.
If it was the same sequence, then
It's this. The matches he's had have still been the same sequence, except instead of the brogue kick, he's gone for the Celtic cloverleaf.
if it's the same sequence, then I'm just not going to watch Sheamus. Simple as.
Well, yeah. Dario smiles at this, and Booker tells Sheamus to go ahead with the match, and Sheamus to me like, oh, what do I do? And Alberto leaves, and Atunga's still down, and then he does one of those same sequences that he tends to do, but he ends it with his shitty looking cloverleaf.
The Celtic cloverleaf, that's what we're calling it now.
And Otunga, of course, taps out, and we end SmackDown there.
I'm sick of this immediate tap out thing as well.
Yeah, it's like,
Are you really that like pressed for time that you can't have them wait like a few more seconds before tapping?
yeah, I mean, like,
They do this with every finisher submission finisher move. They do it with everyone.
Well, yeah, like especially on TV where they can't let someone be at least fight it for a little bit before they finally tap.
Exactly. They just it's literally
They,
it's put
they
on.
never let
they
they
tap.
never look someone look like strong ever. They never seem to let like especially the heels look strong by trying to fight the hold
No, faces
before
will
they
fight the
tap.
hold, depending on whether they're not a jobber.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's Tyson Kidd or someone, they're going to immediately tap.
So that was this week in WWE. Raw was good, and once again,
SmackDown sucks.
SmackDown continues to suck. Why? I almost don't want. I almost feel like they shouldn't even bother to have it at this point.
It doesn't really add anything to the story.
It doesn't. Why can't we go back to where SmackDown was good?
You know what I would like?
What?
Brand separation.
Yeah.
I know I've said this before, but damn, they need brand separation so bad.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
You know what else they need?
It's especially like it's like
They need Hornswoggle with a giant.
it's like
dildo.
Riddler says.
Yeah.
Riddler, you keep saying I'm not gonna watch SmackDown because of the whole thing with Sheamus, but then you end up watching Raw and you have to watch him on Raw, so you can't get away from it.
Oh, I can. I can do what I do with Divas matches and just be like, skip.
So are you glad you missed SmackDown this week, Riddler?
I can just. Oh yeah.
Oh,
You know what I watched? You know what I watched instead?
Robot Wars.
Porn.
I would have watched Robot Wars.
Was it AJ porn that someone made because there's no naked pictures, so they like put her face on someone else's body.
Riddler, I've seen your blow up doll I've seen your blow up doll with like a photo of AJ's face taped over the face of it.
And Vince McMahon's lips.
I have a disease.
And then like a little dick hole cut out of the mouth part.
Hey, tell me you wouldn't do the same thing.
I would not do the same thing.
Okay, that's just between you and me. Okay, that's your personal preference, man. Where are we going with
That's
this?
just like your opinion, man.
You know what? You know what WWE needs? Horny Swoggle.
Yes.
No. No. God no.
Oh god.
Why are you so against this, Rocktan? It's an amazing idea.
This is horrifying.
No, it's not. I don't know what you're talking about.
Shut up.
You're weird, Rocktan.
Oh, weird. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great seeing that, like, this little midget shaking around as he's holding that giant vibrating dildo?
You want it, don't you? And he has a Russian voice for some reason. You like it.
I was think it'd be even funnier, like in an interview with a diva, just sort of the dildo slowly just goes into the view of the camera and just like starts poking her in the face.
Wiggle,
Right.
wiggle.
You know you want it. And sometimes they'll hire him to do interviews and he just uses that as a microphone.
Speaking of this,
So it's just there right by their mouth.
Just tapes a microphone to the end of it.
So it's just there right by their mouth.
what the fuck are we doing?
This needs to be done.
Rocktan, how is this not hilarious to you?
Because he's an old bitter man.
And he doesn't. The bitter old man.
Because it's not. It's horrifying.
Rock on the bitter
It's horrifying energy. It's nightmare-inducing imagery.
No, it's not.
I see it in my
Hilarious.
dreams.
Hilarious. That'd be the most funniest thing ever. I'd watch SmackDown if they put Hornswoggle on.
I'd watch it all the time.
Hell
I
yeah.
would never watch it again.
Well, you've been missing out.
WWE, come on.
It's a shame you don't like
WWE.
what we like, man.
WWE, if you're hearing this, you know you want to. Give him the giant dildo to vibrate.
See, Ridley, you know when I made that Hornswoggle core? That was what was going through my mind at the time.
Too bad you couldn't give him a giant dildo.
There's no giant dildo in WWE 12. THQ, you have to fix this in 13.
Yeah.
Hey, the model for it is in Saints Row, so you just copy it from there.
Exactly. God, and you know what you could do? You could make it like a weapon that you can use at ringside.
I'll beat you in the head with it. And you can make a wrestler hold a weapon while they go to the ring, so it'd be like the Tommy Dreamer entrance or Sandman, but with
Sandman, where he just gets a bottle of lube and smashes it over his face.
That would be interesting. Now my head is ready to go in places I never thought it could.
What's wrong with my brain?
Okay, that's funny. That's funny.
That's fucked up.
So this is Riddler saying Hornswoggle needs to be made.
This is Liquid Nation saying I can't be asked to go to the voice changer. Oh, here it is.
Nothing happened.
Oh, okay, I'll turn it on.
This is Rockton saying, I hate you guys so much for coming up with thinking
But you
of
know
this
you
slot.
love Hornswoggle.
Good night, everybody.
Hi.
What's wrong with you people?